Do you have any idea how powerful your attention is? Your eyes, your time? There's a trend kicking around on TikTok right now, and I wanted to talk about it. Basically, people are making videos telling others what their debts are and saying if you watch this video for 5 seconds, we can earn enough through the creators program to pay off those debts. And I absolutely love trends like this. They happen about every 6 months. Somebody comes up with something new and somebody's life is changed. And I think they are one of the most beautiful things about the collective power of the internet. I bring this up for a couple of reasons. The first is that many people who have been following along with my own journey here in the tavern with me and my lady, as well as the readathon that we're using to replace the magic box we used to make Whimsy. A lot of people have asked how they can support if they don't have money to contribute to join our Patreon or through any of the other means that allow financial contribution to the content that we make. So I thought this would be a perfect time to provide the wisdoms that I have gained over 12 years of producing videos and making content online. Now, for a little bit of my credentials, I have made and produced videos and content online for more than 12 years. I've been a brand manager through social media for the duration of that time. I was in both partners programs for YouTube, both pre-Adpocalypse and the current one, and I have been in all three of the paid creators programs here on TikTok. And I've racked up several million views over various accounts. Now I bring this up because most people who are making these videos are getting a few things wrong, and I love this trend, so I want to make sure that anybody who's doing this has a reasonable expectation and knows what they can expect and what they will need in order to achieve their goals. So this is where I will lend my aged wisdom as a senior of the internet. So here's how it works on TikTok and on YouTube, and I've spoken to members of TikTok's creator team on this during seminars for people who are in the creator program. They reward highly engaging content. Now, what does that mean? It means if you sit through the video, you like the video, you've commented on it, perhaps you've saved or shared it, and then you stay on TikTok afterwards, maybe even going over to the page of that creator or watching another one of their videos or staying and continuing to scroll, watching more videos. That is how they determine the quality of a view and whether or not you, as a TikTok viewer, are satisfied. And YouTube does something similar. They go based off of session times. If you watch a video, you liked it, you commented on it, you saved it or you shared it, that determines that you were highly satisfied and interested in that video. More so if you subscribe, more so if you stay on the platform, and even more so if you go to that creator's page and watch more of their videos. That tells YouTube and TikTok that you really loved the video that you saw and that the creator was excellent and you would love to see more content like theirs and more content of theirs. Now, why is that important? Two reasons. First and foremost is RPM is based off the quality of viewership. Now, RPM is rate per milli, and that's basically very simply the amount that the platform pays out its creators per 1,000 views. Generally, here on TikTok, it is somewhere between 3 cents and $1.30. Very few people stay in that $1.30 range, especially since the beta program ended and they introduced quality views. And I'll talk about what quality views are in just a moment. But for an example, I'm going to show you two videos that I've made and how much they earned. One was highly engaging, and the other was not so much. People enjoyed it, but not very many people interacted with it. This was the highly engaging video and it made this much, and the lesser engaged video made about this much, and this was the RPM for each video. Now, the second reason, and this is coming back to what I mentioned earlier about the quality of a view. A quality view is decided by how unique your engagement was and whether or not you enjoyed the video based on the metrics I mentioned earlier. This is basically how TikTok and YouTube avoid people bot farming their own videos so that they can take advantage of the system. So, a low quality, low engagement video can expect anywhere from 1 cent to 30 cents in RPM, meaning they get 1 cent to 30 cents per 1,000 views. Now, most people have been using the 100 million view number, so we'll go with that. And I know that sounds big, but we're going to talk about that too in a second. A video with 100 million views that gets between 1 cent and 30 cents can expect to make somewhere between $1,000 and $30,000 from 100 million views on a low, lightly engaged, poor quality engagement video. Whereas a highly engaging, high quality video can expect to get somewhere between 60 cents to $1.30, which will be between $60,000 and $130,000 per video. Now that is very unlikely, but that is the case. Now, I know 100 million sounds like a lot of views, but a video with the power of TikTok behind it can hit 100 million views in less than a day. So with your power, the power of you, the viewer, that is something that can happen in less than 24 hours. But this isn't just something that people can use to pay off debt. If there are creators, projects, or even products that you want to support, you see it happen all the time. Overnight, people's lives can be changed, and it's all by the power of you, the viewer. You guys are basically superheroes, these legendary adventurers who are just wandering through the world, changing the lives of merchants and storytellers and craftsmen. And I don't say that sarcastically, that's really true. The power of your eyes, the power of your attention is insanely influential in the world. And we're all just waiting for you to meet us in the town we call the internet. And it's not just here on TikTok that you can do that. If you have favorite creators, you can make YouTube videos go viral too. 1 million views on YouTube will pay a creator out anywhere between $1,000 and $15,000 depending on the RPM. And if you're sitting through the videos, you're engaging with them, and you're enjoying them, you can change people's lives, and you can make sure the things you love, you get to see more of them. Where you spend your attention is so incredibly powerful. Now, this video will likely get a little bit of attention on the back of this whole trend. And I don't want you, the casual viewers who are just passing through here, who have sat with me this long, to get nothing out of this. So first, let me introduce myself. My name is Castle. I'm a classically trained storyteller. I am a writer, and I am a folklorist. Here I speak on the art of storytelling. I talk about different stories, histories, and myths. And on occasion, I share some of the very unique culture that comes from my family. I write high fantasy stories as well as mythological and historical novelizations to make these old stories more approachable for people. And here are a couple of things that I personally am working on so that you understand what your attention is buying when you spend it here in the tavern. First, my lady and I are making a children's book with this little girl here and all of her friends, and they go on adventures through myth and history and learn about family and storytelling and friendship. And we're hoping to have the first volume of that out by the end of this year. They also meet all sorts of magical creatures and interesting characters along the way. I am writing a fantasy novel based in a world that I have been building out for over 2 decades, where I used to write novels in just for my little brothers to read. And now, for the first time ever, I am going to publish a story in that world, but not one of the originals, not yet. First, I'm writing a story with all of you. Every platform I make content on has been assigned a character, and we're essentially playing a big game of D&D, and at the end of it, I'm going to publish the stories, and everyone who helped, who is in my guild, which is basically a Discord server, you'll all get your names in the back as a thank you. And we're working on a novelized naturalist guide to the creatures of Yggdrasil, the creatures of Norse mythology. And that will be the first in a series of novelized versions of fairy tales, folklore, and myths that will make the stories a little bit more approachable for new readers and still be fun for experienced readers. And we eventually hope to make an animated series that will go along and be a partner to all of these books that we're writing as well. But that's probably a ways off in the future. Right now, everything in the tavern, the books, the stories, the lives, they're all done just the lady and I. Now, I tell you all this because when you come into the tavern and you spend your time here, this is what it buys. This is what I make in exchange for your time. Your influence is so incredibly powerful. So if you've made it this far, tag a creator you know down below so they can make a shorter version of this video. Preferably small creators who make art or animations or something of the like that you would like to see do more with their talents and skills. And if you yourself are struggling, use this trend. Use it as a way to maybe get over a little bit of the struggle that you have. Or perhaps even send it to someone who might be able to do so. I will put here the monetization rates on what I make on every platform converted, so that you know if you're putting it out on any given platform, what you can possibly make with the attention of other people. And I hope that this was helpful, and even if the tavern itself doesn't benefit from it, I hope that someone will. And as always, I will thank you for your time, my friends. I hope you found this fascinating, and I bid you stay bloodthirsty. I will see you in the next story.